This week on the podcast, Charles and I are going to talk about just reviewing our insurance policies, whether it's long-term care or just regular insurance. As the year's winding down, Charles, it's not a bad idea. Not a lot of time left, but still should do it, right?
Yeah, you can, and it's going to be one of those, geez, it's going to put me to sleep topics. But no, really, it's oh yeah, that's fine. The insurance review, great, but it's important because
no, it is, right? I mean, as the year's winding down, we got a million things going on. So we'll try to keep it kind of succinct and maybe right to the point for folks. So where do we want to start? We want to start with life insurance, just kind of bust that one?
Has anything changed? Are you current? Do you have enough? Do you have too much? Do you have the right kind? I don't know the answer to that. You've got what you've got. Have you changed jobs, and does that then impact maybe you need a private policy outside of something for work for life insurance? Okay. Just all those little things like that.
Like the mortgage, you factor in if you need life insurance, have you paid off the house? What stage are you at in life, right?
That's exactly it. And it's different for everybody. And all you want to do is be sure that you're paying attention to it. It's not complicated, and it's kind of dull and boring, but it's really something that's probably important. Don't take a lot of time to do it. Just take a look, see if there's anything, just think about it. And say, is there something that's a little different that maybe we could amend? Maybe I need more. Maybe I don't need as much. Maybe I need a totally different kind. I don't know.
Well, and I think at the end of the year, it's a good idea to take a look and just update those beneficiary designations, right? Because it's the holiday season. You're thinking about family and stuff anyway. Maybe a new grandbaby or a kid was born this year, and
there was a divorce.
Or there was a divorce, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know. So
that's one sense. It's an easy one to fix, and one you need to fix pretty quickly before life gets going. Because then what's going to happen is especially like in the divorce situation, next thing you know, you forgot to take off the X, and something happens down the way, and you got problems, right?
Or you've got them still as the beneficiary on your 401k at work. I did a lot of pre-divorce financial planning years ago, and it was a mess a lot of times because they just
it's a quick
didn't pay
fix.
attention. Yeah, it's real simple. You just got to be thinking about it. So this is this is an awareness check as much as anything else.
Okay. Does your coverage support your legacy goals, right? So do you have enough coverage for what your plan is for legacy?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a plan? Have you even put that into the mix? So it's just looking at the kind of nothing really complicated. Just think about things. And do you have it set up the way that you want to say it? Same thing goes for your health insurance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say health insurance. My wife just had to do renewal. Now, granted, they had a company change, which is why the event happened, I think. But still, it made her kind of go redo everything. So
and it puts it back to the front of mind. It doesn't mean that it has to be complicated. You have to spend a lot of time trying to get it all done. But just take a look at it. Has something from a health insurance point of view changed, or you're thinking about it, or you got diagnosed with something? I don't know. Just review it. I'm not telling you what you need to do. I'm just saying you really ought to sit down and take a few minutes and go through this thing.
The coverage is right for your health insurance. You want to make sure that you've got them where you need to be. Has anything happened? Especially if you got an HSA or something like that, right?
Exactly. Are the deductibles, have they changed? The insurance companies are changing things all the time. So you just need to stay on top of it. You can't assume that what you had 2 or 3 years ago that you haven't looked at since is the right thing to have right now. That's all.
Okay.
Don't overthink this. Just take a little bit of time and do it.
Take a little bit of time and do it. All right.
Yeah.
What's next on the list? Long-term?
Long-term care, and more than anything is like, do you have it?
Right.
If you haven't, we've talked a lot about long-term care on this, and I'm not going to beat this one to death today at all. Are you already covered? Do you not? Do you need it? Can you qualify for it? A lot of times you don't have to qualify anymore because there are insurance companies out there now that will issue long-term care whether you're healthy or not.
Really?
So that's It's.
I think that's the one that terrifies people, is thinking they can't get it because it's so expensive.
Oh yeah, because I have this or I've had that. No, you can get it. We can get it for you. It's nobody's denied, basically, and that's a biggie. That's a real biggie for a lot of people. You can get it. Is it as robust as if you were healthy as a horse? No,
probably not. Right.
But is it better than nothing? Absolutely.
That's interesting to know. Yeah, because I think a lot of people do feel like I'm not even going to have that conversation because I know it's crazy expensive and they're never going to touch me.
Yeah. Well, no, but they will.
Interesting. So how do you what do you need to do to kind of find out about that? Right.
Call me.
If it's something, call me.
Seriously. Come on, Mark. Yeah.
I mean, but is there like a term or something we should be looking up or try if people want to get some more
Guaranteed
information?
Guaranteed issue.
Guaranteed issue.
Yeah,
Like
there aren't a lot of
care.
there aren't a lot of and the other thing is, what do you actually have, and are there ways that you can work around what you actually have?
Okay.
So there's several different kinds of things to look at, but the idea is, yes, if you've got some issue that you thought would disqualify you from in the past,
right.
It's not true today. So
interesting.
Run it by us. We'll see what makes the most sense, and maybe nothing does.
Right.
But if you don't ask, you don't get, and we're happy to go hunt for you.
Guaranteed issue long-term care. Okay, something you can look into. And of course, as Charles said, you can call him. So check the show note descriptions below for links to get a hold of Charles and Sherry and have a conversation with them on it. So if you're talking about insurance, look, it's the end of the year. It's not super sexy, but take a minute, do some reviews, especially if you've got older loved ones, right? Or if you're older yourself, maybe you got your parents over, right, for the holiday season. It's a good time to just kind of make sure everybody's on the same page about things.
Absolutely. See if people have changed.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take an email question this week. We'll wrap up with an email question. We got Matt who dropped one in. He's over in the Cave Creek area, actually, near you, and sent a little message in. And he said, I stopped my 401k contribution several months ago because of the election uncertainty. So I was kind of thinking I'd wait until stuff got back to normal, whatever normal is.
Thank you for that.
Right. So what's your thoughts on people do that? He's like, should I go ahead and start them back up? Basically is his question, right?
Well, you already asked the key question. That's what is normal.
Right.
And
the market does what it does.
The market does what it does. Can you predict the future? No, nobody can. So, I mean, Matt, don't be offended to this. I think your decision to stop contributing was stupid.
Yeah.
And come in, I'll tell you to your face because you don't know what's going to happen. So until something happens that hasn't, that really happens, then you make adjustments if they're necessary. But you need to talk to
break it down for him.
Well, that's what he also needs to talk to somebody that's been through this. And so don't get overexcited about something because over time, an instantaneous little event doesn't make any difference.
Yeah. Well, you stop contributing, right? So you stop getting the company match, right? Yeah. So you stop getting, the free money as well as adding to your own, which is also allowing it to compound. The market's been doing really well, right?
Yeah.
So, you're missing out on some growth potential. And even if it was the downturn, so even with his concern, right? Because the volatility, even if it downturned, but you're still contributing. So you're buying it when it's on sale, right? This is the point of continuing doing your contributions.
Yeah, I could argue with that one, but that is, in reality, yes, it's true. From a overall big picture point of view, it's not as important as it seems like it could be, but it's still better. It's better than saying, well, gee, I can predict the future, so I'll just stop doing it now because I know it'll get better later. Then you miss all the stuff in between.
Right.
And it's just not worth it.
Well, I mean, even if we're talking about dollar cost averaging or even reverse dollar cost averaging, Charles, I mean, the point is that, doing because we don't know his age. He didn't put his age in there, but he's obviously still working, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to assume for the sake of the argument that he's probably under 62 at least.
Oh, so,
so keep pumping in because you got to feather your nest anyway, man, as you're getting closer to retirement, whatever age you might be. So it just, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Even when the market starts to go down and people start to panic and say, get me out of here. I get that fear, but at the same time, what's your time horizon?
Step back, take a deep breath and say, yeah, but it's happened before. And was it a good idea to get out then? No, it wasn't. Was it a good idea to get out now? No, it's not.
Probably not. Right. Like, what's your time horizon, Matt? Like how long before retirement, right?
Exactly.
So if you got 10 more years to go, why would you not take that free money? Why would you not continue to contribute?
If you have 2 years to go, then you should have positioned your portfolio anyway for that so that it wouldn't matter if something really bad happened over a short period of time.
True. Well, I mean, look, think about it this way, so we're going to get a new administration in here pretty soon. They're going to be making a lot of changes in the first 100 days. We're probably going to see volatility because we've got a serious amount of debt. We got a lot of things that need to be fixed.
We'll see if they get it right.
It's not going to be all smooth. Even if they get it right, Charles, it's going to be rocky for a while. Right. Exactly.
It takes a while to all of that to take effect.
Right.
Yeah. So these little short-term, I got to do this kind of things out of not knowing better. I'll call it that.
Well, jumping in and jumping out is a bad idea, period.
Yeah, totally.
It's a long-term game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly
it. Did Warren Buffett say, if you're not going to be in it for 10 years, don't be in it for 10 minutes? Something like that.
That sounds like something he would say. Yes.
Right. So, so not trying to beat you up,
he
Matt.
He and I stopped talking a long time ago, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know. He didn't call me. He didn't call me last time I called him, so I was a little upset about that.
Well, what are you going to do?
But anyway, Matt, not trying to beat you up, man, but you asked the question, right? So thank you for listening, and B, for asking the question, being brave, to ask it. But I mean, what is normal? And there's always going to be stuff, man. You got to, especially if you're talking about if no other reason than the free money, you got to keep doing the thing.
Yeah,
so
totally.
All right, Charles, anything else on this one before we wrap up this week?
I don't know. Is there?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think it'll work.
I think we confused everybody altogether. So we've done our job, and they can listen again next time, because
it's the end of the year, right? So if you got some questions at the end of the year, if you didn't handle something, please call your advisor, right? Or reach out to one and say, hey, it's the end of the year. Is there anything that I need to be doing or making a tweak to before it gets too much later, right? So get it done ASAP. At the time we're taping this, you got about 20 days left in the year. So, make sure if you got questions, especially around insurance and things of that nature, make sure you're talking with your financial pro.
Holler at us.
That's right. Holler at Charles. Find the links in the show note description below. You can also see it on the screen right there. We've got it had it on there the whole time. You can give them a call at 480-513-1830. That's on the screen as well. And we'll see you next time here on Financial Choices Matter. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on Apple or Spotify or YouTube. And we'll see you guys in January with some more content. Thanks for hanging out.
Ready to learn more? Get a complimentary review of your retirement landscape today. Reach out to Charles and Sherry at Pelleton Capital. Don't wait and let time pass you by. Sit down and build a rock-solid strategy that keeps the focus on you and your family. Visit Pelleton Capital or click the link in the show description. And don't forget to subscribe to Financial Choices Matter on Apple, Spotify, and
Financial planning and investment advisory services are provided by Pelleton Capital Management Limited, a state-registered investment advisor. Past performance is not indicative of future results. No one should assume the information presented here serves as a receipt of or substitute for personalized individual advice provided by Pelleton Capital Management. For more information, visit www.pelletoncapital.com.